Alright, time now is 10:39 a.m. in the morning on December 14. 4 days, 4 days, 4 days, 4 days. I slept from 5:20 till 10. I feel fucking terrible. That's 4.5 hours. I look terrible. My hair looks like a piece of wet slop, and I feel terrible. Um, yeah, last night was truly something else. Last night I didn't watch a single episode of anime, and yet I still managed to go to bed so extremely late. Cause at midnight I used my laptop for my new laptop, my new Asus laptop. I used it for the first time. I downloaded the Minecraft launcher, downloaded OBS, and immediately filmed myself playing the code the end, which is really fun. And then immediately at 2 a.m., I have the USC Zoom meeting. And then at 3 a.m., I had a Discord call with Michelle. Originally, I planned for that call to be a very quick call, but it went on and on and on until 4 a.m. At 4 a.m., I was doing something with USC. And then I was so immersed into USC that I basically didn't go to bed until 5. I didn't take a shower until 5 a.m. So yeah, my entire night is ruined now. Thanks for that. So the USC meeting is fucking insane. It's absolutely insane. The reason being is this Zoom meeting made me realize how big of a deal going to USC is. And I've only realized the gravity of the situation last night. Because for the last few weeks I've been so I don't know. I've been so tired and fed up of college that I just decided to just ignore USC. But oh my god, is it absolutely complicated. USC is like my previous college, but a million times more complicated. The website, my USC, is the portal is way more complicated. So the thing is, we're having this Zoom meeting last night because tonight it's the date of the registration. I'm registering for classes tonight. And I still have no idea how to use that website. I still have no idea what classes to take. And I received an email yesterday, and I thought this email is for everyone. Turns out it's for me. The ALI, aka the American Language Institute, sent me an email saying that there is a hold on me. There is a hold. I can only register classes on January 5th, which is ridiculously late because of a hold. It's not supposed to be like that. I have a hold because I haven't selected a time and date for my English placement exam. For my English exam, which I have to do because I did the Duolingo English test, but that's not enough to prove that I'm good at English. So because I haven't signed up for that, they put a hold on me. So I'm like, holy shit. So I immediately replied ALI, and said, okay, hey, I'm choosing the exam date. So I chose January 3rd, 10 a.m. Then there is, I went to the ALI website in order to sign up for the English exam. I need to have a USC card. I don't need to have a USC card present with me, but I need to have a photo registered. So I decided to upload a photo. It takes 2 to 5 business days for them to process the photo to make sure it's not like a weird photo or anything. And then on top of that, there's another hold that's holding me back. I think it's another hold. Maybe it's the same hold. I don't know. It's a hold. HOLD, hold. And it's holding me back from something. And it's the fact that I'm not in the USA, I'm not physically present in the USA right now, so I can't register for classes because I haven't done the F1 status confirmation thing. And then in the Zoom meeting, somebody asked the advisor the exact same question, like, "Hey, I'm not in the U.S. right now, but is this, am I not able to register?" Apparently not. Apparently you can register, and this hold will be removed somehow magically tonight. And then we have registering the classes itself, picking the classes itself. It gets really complicated. In the previous college, the class registration enrollment webpage is like, you just type in a number, 4 digits, press enter, and then boom, you're in. So you can basically speed run that, but in here it's much more complicated. You have to add that to a bin, and then you need to go to checkout. That's how USC works. And it gets even more complicated when you're considering all the USC GE. Even though I thought I only have 2 USC GE left, apparently there are 4 more classes that I have to take. Actually 5. There's a writing class, there's a Dorn Scythe, literature for 2 classes, there's global perspective, citizenship and a diverse world, and global perspective, traditional and historical foundation. Now, 5 of these, except for writing, also have overlaps. So I'm trying to find overlaps in all of them. On top of that, I have to take 17 classes at film studies in order to have my degree. On top of that, I want to have a minor. And last night I was juggling between religion minor, archaeology minor, and history minor, because all of them seem really interesting and all of them seem ridiculously impossible, because I want to see if any religion classes or any anthropology or archaeology classes overlap with Dorn Scythe literacy. Like I want to see if there are any overlaps with those GE classes so that I could fulfill both criterias at the same time. Turns out, not a lot. Another thing is, they don't even offer that many religion classes. There's like a long list of very interesting, very amazing religion classes. Only like a good small, like 5-6 of them are actually offered every single semester. And the cool, interesting ones like Zen and Taoism in Chinese literature, which is a class that I'm really interested in, is not being offered. And God knows it'll probably be 40 years until the class will be offered again. So I have no idea. Even if an interesting class is offered, it's already full, because 90% of the students at USC has probably already registered. So I have no idea what to do. I think I'll have to handle it tonight. I'll have to figure out which minor I want, stick with it, and just go for it. And also I need to internal transfer to film production, which means that I also have that to consider, but yeah. Okay, Michelle's meeting. Michelle's call. Not a lot of news, honestly. Michelle's moving on from her dog's passing. She's handling the grief. And she's sounding way better. She has received more drama news that I'm only hearing last night. So first of all, there's something interesting going on with Leslie. And yeah, I don't want to care about her because she is just a fucking bitch. I'm sorry. I don't usually use that word to describe people, but some people really deserve that. Yeah, so apparently Leslie basically went insane. She's even more stressed this semester, and people, I guess, I don't know. It's weird. Cuchillo doesn't post photos of Leslie anymore on his Instagram. It's like they're trying to avoid her. There's this Christmas music video shoot, and Betsy's the producer. No, Betsy's on set, and someone else is the producer. And they chose Leslie to be the director, which is fucking hilarious, honestly. I laughed. Like, what the hell does she know about Christmas music videos? In fact, why does this Christmas music video exist in the first place? Who the hell came up with this idea? It's so stupid. And apparently Leslie just went insane. She yelled at the producer, she yelled at the DP, she even yelled at the Indian professor. She yelled at Betsy, and word for word, Michelle said she dropped the ball. Then we have Passed Over, the new film 33. Apparently they got kicked out of the house, the filming location, because the house owners are racist. They're a gay couple who are also, for some reason, racist. And they don't like seeing black people. It's really weird. It's really crazy. And so that's really wild. So hopefully they do well. You know. And then that's basically it. Also, I forgot to mention that yesterday, I finally found out where the money is refunded. It's funded where the college money tuition is refunded at a BMTX, which is Bank Mobile. However, that's not connected to any bank account, I think. It's not connected to my Chase. It's not connected anywhere. I don't know how the hell am I going to access that money. Another thing is YouTube has immediately, within minutes, reviewed my appeal and immediately said that my video is still a violation of hate speech, and they still removed it. And the hate speech in question, I actually checked because I didn't delete my Hong Kong slander meme video. The hate speech in question is actually calling pro-CCP people dumbasses. Of course it's about politics. It's never about hate speech or not. It's about politics. Whoever works at YouTube saw my video and is a really staunch supporter of the Chinese government, thought that, oh man, someone has opposing views. That's hate speech. Didn't even think twice. So, yeah, I have no idea. I'm probably going to appeal again. If not, I'll just re-upload it. It's sad because it's got a lot of views. But, yeah. And that's it. Today I'm having lunch with Natalie and Cedric. Last night I finally narrowed it down to a couple of restaurants. Ramen, there's Japanese curry. I haven't had both of those things for quite some time. And then right afterwards I'm going to Mongkok to buy manga. I'm not going to buy any clothes. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I just want to go home as early as possible. Maybe go back to sleep. Or just do things like, you know, doing research on USC and stuff like that. But yeah, USC, January 3rd, I have the English exam. January 4th, I have the orientation. January 5th, I have the new student convocation. And January 8th, classes begin. So, triple attack, really. So, yeah, I mean, involuntarily, LA is pulling me back, you know. And I have 4 days left here. 4 days. And we're back. What the fuck? Where is it? Alright, time now is 9:06 p.m. Let's talk about today. Yeah, so today, the fourth last day, marks the final time I am seeing Natalie and Cedric until many eons later. And, yeah, we are set to meet at Quarry Bay MTR station at 12 at noon. And I arrived quite early. I was like 10 minutes, 8 minutes early, and then I've been listening to music, standing there, walking back and forth, being on the lookout. And I honestly am not prepared for anything. Like, usually, God, my tongue hurts. Usually when I meet people, especially someone of importance like Cedric and Natalie, I always, in my mind, have a bullet point of things to say to them before I leave. But today, I just have nothing. Like, there's just nothing left to be said. And even if there are things to be said, I think under this context, you know, we're just having a nice, quick lunch together. It's not going to mean much. Turns out Natalie was there the whole time, but I didn't recognize her, and she doesn't recognize me. The irony in that, we have grown so far apart that we have failed to sense each other's presence. Usually back in secondary school, I would immediately be able to tell it's her, and she would immediately be able to tell it's me, but we're just like so different now. And then we waited for 1-2 more minutes, and then Cedric showed up. We were mostly on time, and then we walked. And yeah, again, like, everyone's different now. I mean, Natalie, I've seen Natalie a couple weeks, 3 weeks ago. I know how she looks, but it's still a little jarring how she's thicker now, and she has long hair now, and she doesn't wear glasses now, and then she's also wearing a lot of makeup today, which is usually very rare, but I didn't even notice that she's wearing makeup and that isn't normal. Cedric immediately noticed. Cedric randomly showed up in front of both of us, and again, like, I know it's him, but it's just the long hair and the little bit of mustache, just a tiny bit. Just like me right now. It's just like, damn, he's all grown up now. What the hell, And so we walked, and Cedric asked me, what restaurant have you chosen? And I said, oh, there's this restaurant called Campers, and Cedric immediately was like, you should have told me. And I immediately got a little embarrassed, because it's like the first time I've ever like chosen a restaurant for Natalie and Cedric, and it's the wrong choice. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, so apparently it's a very popular restaurant, and there's usually a very long line. And Cedric's like, oh, you should have told me. We had to line up for that. And I'm like, okay. So Cedric instead took us to a nearby restaurant, a very simple Hong Kong style restaurant with Hong Kong style food. Very busy. Also, I ordered rice with 2 fried eggs and pork neck with milk tea. Natalie ordered this toast with 2 eggs, and then macaroni with chashu. Cedric ordered rice, 2 eggs, also chashu? I forgot. And both of them had cold lemon tea, and it took me a while to think of what to order, and it took me a while to finish the food. I was the last one to finish. I'm just really tired, and I'm not even that hungry, and I'm just really sleep deprived, and I'm just emotionally overwhelmed, and I don't know. But we sat down, and it is what it is, and there's this, it's almost like, this is different from sitting down and eating with Leia and Zara and Miriam, or even Pink, because Natalie and Cedric are such ancient friends that it's like we have nothing left to talk about, and there's this awkward silence. And then I think 3 times Natalie has randomly pointed out, why is Cedric so depressed all the time? And she's been saying this since 2020, and like every time she, Cedric, and me are together, which happened, I think, 4 times since 2019 August. So, okay. Me, Cedric, Natalie, the trio, we met up together in August of 2019. I mean, we were close before that, but August 2019 is like a significant final hangout we did, and then it isn't until, I think, 2022 when it happened again. 2022 summer, round 1 just finished, and we saw each other again. And then once earlier this year, September, and then today. So it happened 4 times, and every single time Natalie would also say, actually not sure for the first time, but Natalie's always like, why is Cedric so depressed? Why is Cedric so depressed? And it's the only thing she can say now. It's both funny and sad. And Cedric's just eating very fast. Cedric doesn't care anymore. Cedric's wearing this uniform because he works for this company, or rather he's interning for this company that's selling plastic or whatever, and he's eating very fast and he has nothing to say, and then I don't know what to say either. I tried to cheer people up. I tried to I don't know. And at some point they talked about my YouTube channel. So at some point we talked about Pink and how the whole thing with her situation right now. It's weird because I don't really like talking about my friends behind their back to other friends, so I didn't really comment much. And then I asked, because Kingsley has basically told everyone on planet Earth about Pink's situation because Kingsley has a gigantic mouth. And I jokingly asked, oh, did Kingsley tell everyone about my YouTube channel? And Natalie's like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Pink's situation is higher on that list. And it's a little belittling, but I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And then Cedric and Natalie started talking about how, like, Natalie even impersonated me. Natalie's like, oh, imagine working under Enoch. Enoch's going to be like, hi everyone, I'm Enoch, and I just read this manga, and I'm the detective, and this is my review. Oh yeah, you know, do this, do that. Oh yeah. And you know, I'm happy that she's joking around with me, cause I don't know. I think I've learned this is that if someone jokes about me, just take it. Just take the joke, unless it's seriously offensive. But just take the joke. It's a good thing, because if she's joking about you, it means she acknowledges that you exist. Joking about you is better than ignoring you. So you know what? I'm happy about that. I even laughed with her. I'm like, bruh, you know, because the thing is, Natalie and Cedric see me more on the internet because they have subscribed to my YouTube channel. What the fuck? They see me more through their phone screens than in actual real life in person. So their impression of me now is just the online persona. And Cedric even said I need a trim. Like, my hair is a mess. Of course my hair is a mess. Why the fuck am I getting a haircut tomorrow? And then I laughed and I impersonated Natalie, and I'm like, you know, like, yeah. And then I talked about my short film, and yeah, and it's like we have nothing in common anymore. There's no common ground. Like, what am I and Cedric are gonna talk about, you know? And then I talked about how I'm going to Sino Center later, and to me it's like a new thing. I only found out that a building like this exists, like last year, or actually this year, January. But Natalie and Cedric have known about this place for years already, but of course I'm new to everything. Like, there's so much knowledge that I have no idea about. And I'm also kind of fine with it. I mean, I used to have major FOMO. Now, not really, because life, you know, because life. But yeah, there are moments where I laugh very, very hard. I was like, and it's awesome because it's been so long since I've laughed this hard in front of Natalie and Cedric. I didn't go serious mode. It's very different from the last conversation I had with Leia and Zara, where I went serious mode and talked about my personal stuff, self-hatred, and yada yada. Today I didn't get the chance to do that because everyone's busy. Natalie has to go to an interview later, to interview for Citibank, and she's like, oh, do I have to learn about Israel and Palestine? And I'm like, I'm not sure. How is it even related? Thus the makeup. But I laughed a lot, and then Natalie said, no offense, but I forgot what exactly she said, but she's like, I mean, I'm not trying to offend you, but are you autistic? And I said, like, jokingly, probably, yeah, probably. And it's actually a refreshing change of pace. You know how back in 2018, 2019, when someone called me autistic, I just get really sad because they're making fun of me, and they look down on me. But right now I embrace it, and I hope Natalie and Cedric also notice this change. Like, I embrace insults now because I'm higher than that, and it's not just an insult. I mean, it's a joke. But yeah, today how should I describe this? Both underwhelming and satisfying with Natalie and Cedric. Underwhelming in that I didn't have a dramatic emotional climax with them. Like, I didn't sit down and talk about my relationships and my thoughts on life and self-hatred and all that shit. I did not do that. But it's satisfying too because it's kind of a happy ending. As in, like, we're all smiling. And yeah, we're all fucking suffering. I'm suffering because I have to go to America and live by myself. And I'm losing all my friends and family again because I'm leaving. And I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have enough money. I don't have jobs. I don't have a driver's license. I'm basically, like, broke as hell as a human being. Natalie's got too much stuff on her hands. Cedric's just sad and quiet and has no purpose in life. Like, he has no hobbies anymore. He has no life, and he's sad that he can't speak to girls. When Natalie pointed out that Cedric is sad because he can't speak to girls, I'm like, okay, doesn't she have Sharon? After Cedric left and I and Natalie went into the MTR station, I pointed that out, and Natalie was like, oh, they broke up. And I'm like, what? When was that? And Natalie was like, well, it's ages ago. So basically earlier this year they broke up, which I'm not surprised by. Because, Cedric's always gone. Cedric's in Scotland, and, and every time Cedric comes back, Sharon's sick, or Cedric's sick, or something happens, and they don't really see each other much, might as well break up. And so Cedric went online, like, to join some friend-making website, and, found this girl, and they came out together and had lunch or whatever, had a meal, and Cedric didn't like her because she's just discount Jordana, and Cedric's fed up of that kind of personality. Which is really sad. Cedric has resorted to using the internet to find a partner, and apparently Cedric and Sharon has never done it. They've never had sex, so Cedric's a little bit sad that he hasn't had a lot of sexual experience. Dude, neither do I. Neither does Tom, I'm not the only one, you're not the only one. So, I wish I could say that to Cedric. We aren't the only ones. So, I try my best to not care about those things anymore, like relationships, romantic relationships, just stuff like that. I just don't want to care anymore. At some point, because we were running out of conversation topics, I asked Cedric, do you know the laptop Asus ROG Strix G16? And I asked Cedric if that's a good laptop for editing, and he's like, no, just buy a MacBook. And I'm like, Mac? I prefer Windows. And Natalie and Cedric were like, no, but Mac, of course buy Mac. It's cheaper, it's lighter, and Mac is not that difficult to use. And again, it's like I'm an idiot or something. And I'm like, actually, I already bought that laptop. And they're like, well, why are you asking that? And I'm like, I don't know. I just want to know if it's worth it. But yeah, we left. I and Natalie left. We took the MTR for one stop. Natalie goes back to her place. And I didn't really get the chance to talk to her about serious things, but also we don't really need to do that anymore. And she's just like, okay, farewell. And then she just left. And that's it. And then God knows how will she look like and what her life will be the next time I see her. It's a little melancholic, isn't it? I don't feel as sad as I thought I would feel, but still, there's some melancholy to be had. I just realized that why can't I text Natalie about my thoughts and feelings on USC? I'm struggling with the courses selection and registration, and that's something that, I don't know, maybe I could tell Natalie, even though it's pointless. But it's pointless. Like, what the hell is Natalie going to do with that information? But I think that's what friends do, you know? Just tell each other thoughts and feelings, and just, I tell you my thoughts and feelings, and you tell me mine. Um, yeah. The thing is, friendship takes on a different meaning. In secondary school, Natalie and Cedric are like comrades, we gossip about the same people. We experience similar things. Of course, I and Natalie experience extremely different things, but we're still in the same school. We still see the same people. We witness the same incidents. We're comrades. We're in this together. She says some things about people. I understand what she's saying. But now we have grown apart because we're adults now. We're moving on. We're drifting apart. Then what's the point of being friends if what she's saying doesn't apply to my life and what I'm saying doesn't apply to her life? Then what's the point of being friends? I think friendship takes on a different meaning then, does it? Then right now it's more about just giving each other emotional support and just joking around with each other. And yeah, so I think while Natalie and Cedric are not actively being that type of friend with me because they're just too busy with their own lives, I would still like to extend my hand and say, hey, let's continue doing this. So yeah, I went to Mongkok, bought a manga. I was at the manga store for a good amount of time because I was struggling. I wanted to buy my brother a manga, and I thought about Jujutsu Kaisen or Chainsaw Man, but they're too popular. I think my brother would probably have seen those anime, and he wouldn't have much of a reason to read those manga. Or maybe he would think those are just normie. So I brainstormed a little bit. There's Summertime Rendering, there's another one, Tengoku Daimakyo, that's really good. But I ended up buying Sousou no Frieren, which I haven't watched myself, but I will watch at some point. So hopefully, when I give it to my brother, he hasn't watched the anime. Even if he has, this is good Chinese practice. At some point, there's a side cabinet, and there's like Berserk in it, and I'm like, oh. And then one of the store people, it's a woman. She was like, she did this in front of my face, and then slapped a sign, and the sign says, "Don't mess with the books here." And I didn't see that. It's kind of rude, but it's Hong Kong. Of course, everyone's rude here. Oh yeah, I remember one thing. I told Natalie that, Natalie's fully convinced that I'm American now. Not only do I look American and I speak very good American English, but also I just completely fit in. But I told Natalie there's still a cultural difference, and she's like what? And I actually told her, like, Americans are very happy and confident. And she's like, I know it's a stereotype, but that's true. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm still a Hong Konger. I don't look like one. I don't sound like one, but I am one, okay? And I'm not gonna do surgery, but I'm gonna train myself in Cantonese. Yeah. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I asked D, if you remember him, to if he's free on December 18th and 19th to help me move stuff from the public storage to the USC apartment, and he said he's free on the 19th. Perfect. On the 18th I arrive, I take an Uber to public storage, apartment. It's gonna be a little messy, but it'll work. 19th, the move begins. And hopefully this is the final move I'll ever do until years down the road. Years. But that's great, we got D. We got it. Well, I feel a little bad because I got his red bag and everything. So I didn't start off telling him, hey, are you free to help me? I started off the conversation by saying, hey, I still have your red bag, but I can give it to you as soon as I come back to LA. Like, do you want it? Yeah, and not much else. And then after going back home, I was a little sad, and I took a shower, and I took a long time, and then I spent 3 hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. just doing research on USC classes. because in about 4 hours from now, I will enroll in the classes. And again, I'm deciding between religion minor, history minor, and archaeology minor. So I came up with, I think, is the finest strategy. And that is to... So I made this gigantic Google spreadsheet. There are two parts here. One part is film studies and film production. Has nothing to do with minors. They're both majors. And I'm taking classes that is an overlap between film studies and film production. So, if I do successfully transfer to film production, it wouldn't be like a waste of time. Speaking of overlaps, I am finding overlaps between religion and archaeology, and there are several overlaps, which is really cool. The thing is, religion is what I particularly like out of archaeology, but archaeology is more general. But in archaeology, they force you. In archaeology minor, you have to take 5 classes. And 2 of those classes are already pre-chosen for you. One is intro, which is probably not going to be that interesting. And then the other is ethics and heritage. And then there's a capstone class, which I believe means it's the final class you'll take. And then I can choose one more theories and method, which is probably not that interesting because it's just methodology, and then one upper division, which means a bunch of classes I can choose from, more higher level classes in archaeology, which is the only interesting spot. Whereas religion is intro class, and then 4 more, whatever you can choose. You can choose whatever, which is way more interesting. However, religion classes don't open all that much. There are many religion classes. There are probably like 40, 50 religion classes in USC, but every single year they only open like 15 of them, and some of them are for the major. So for me, a minor, I can't really take them. History is its own thing. History is equally as interesting. I don't know though. So my strategy right now, this spring 2024, I'll be taking CTCS 300. CTCS is Film Studies. Film Studies 300, it's required, and I have to take it ASAP. And it's only for Film Studies major. It's not overlapping with film production, but it's still good for me to take it. Next, Film Studies American Film, 1960s to present day. Now, I'm struggling between this and TV show and video, but the reason why I chose American film is because American film overlaps with film production. If I don't get into film production, I'll take TV and video next semester. Next, Film Production World Building Design Studio, which is a really cool class. CTPR 448. But the thing is, that's not even required in the film production major. So it's just like this one-off class. Second of all, it's 448, meaning that it's probably really advanced. Is it a bad idea for me to randomly take that? I don't know. But it is a very interesting class. And the reason why I'm choosing that over motion picture soundtrack. There's also a sound class that's really useful. But that class is the Film 50 equivalent of my previous college, and it's all sound recording, like boom mics, like whatever, which is important, but also if I really had to choose, I would choose World Building Design Studio. A, it's more interesting. B, it's a rare class, meaning that it doesn't open every semester, whereas the sound one pretty much opens every semester. And then finally, art history. 125, which is Arts of Asia, Antiquity to 1300s. 1, super interesting. 2, I'm choosing this over a religion class that is Greco-Roman. Religion in the Greco-Roman world. A, I'm more interested in Asian art than Greco-Roman Christianity. B, Greco-Roman class clashes with Film Studies 300. So I'm going for A Hist. C, Art History 125, Arts of Asia, also satisfy multiple general educations at once because I haven't finished my GEs. I still have Category B, which is Human Inquiries. Okay, so right here, this one. This satisfies 3 categories at once. The pink one is Global Perspective, Traditional and Historical Foundation. I only need 1 class. Orange, Category B. Blue, Dornsife, Literacy Core. It's so complicated. So I can take 1 class and knock out 3 GE at once. Hell yes. Now you may wonder, well, how about religion classes? If you do minor in religion in the future, then you may as well fulfill these, right? Yes, but also no, because a lot of religion classes actually don't fulfill the pink one. So might as well take this class now. Besides, if I do end up religion minoring or archaeology minoring, I would probably, aside from learning about like Asian cultures, I would probably also learn about like, I don't know, Middle East or ancient Rome or stuff like that. So this is one of the rare times where I can hyper focus on East Asia or just Asia. So I'm excited to join that class. So that's it.
Once you have finalized your schedule, if you did happen to register for everything, once you have gotten all of the classes that you're planning to register for at this time, please let us know in the chat so that I can go and check your schedule.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. Time now is 11:17 a.m. in the morning on 11:17 on December 15th. We are 3 days away. 3 days away from leaving. Yes, 3 days. And I slept from 5:10 to 11. Again, I woke up around 10 and I was like, oh my god, I overslept. And turns out I didn't oversleep. I think it's because I've been oversleeping so much lately that I'm just going insane. Every time I see the clock, I'm thinking maybe I overslept, maybe I didn't, maybe the alarm didn't even ring. I don't know. But, yeah, fuck, I just can't sleep earlier than that. I just can't. Yesterday was somewhat productive, but even so, I only watched 1 episode of anime, and I didn't even finish the movie that I was planning to see. But everything else was pretty, I guess, productive, I think. I edited the Japan vlog. I don't have the time to edit the Japan vlog for my Cantonese channel. I've decided to push all my Cantonese channel videos to 2024. That's okay. It's okay, not a huge loss. But I need to finish the Japan vlog for my family, the family version of my Japan vlog, as early as possible, because tonight my aunt is coming, my second aunt is coming, and I need to show her this vlog. So I need to finish by today, and I don't have the fucking time. Also last night, okay, my laptop's just falling. I got no other possible good spot to place this laptop. So, okay. Second of all, I, registered for USC. So, I'm honestly excited. I'm honestly very excited for USC. Day by day, I get more and more exponentially excited. I think that's part of the reason why, Natalie and Cedric saying goodbye to them didn't, like, leave a hole in my heart. Because it's sort of, outweighed by the excitement I have for going to USC. I don't know, I just really look forward to going to USC. I mean, sure, if the film studies classes are not going to be that interesting, given that I already study film too much, a bit more, than your average Hong Konger. But I'm excited for the art history class. for Asian arts. I think that one's going to be really good. And then there's the film production class, the World Building Design Studio. 2 units, very light. I hope it's going to be fun. I really do. And then, yeah, and then I'm just going to meet a lot of people, join clubs. I'm honestly kind of excited. And I'm looking at all the cool religion classes that I can be taking. I'm still stuck between choosing 3 minors, but I don't think I need to choose this early. Because right now I have art history, and that's part of the archaeology major, but I don't even need to take that for the archaeology minor. Honestly, with the 4 classes I haven't really declared any minor yet. So it's fine, I guess. So I don't need to figure that out until a lot later. But yeah, I was somewhat I played Minecraft, so there's that. So this morning I just need to finish the movie and do a couple reviews, and then very soon I'll go out to have a haircut, and then afterwards I'll directly go to Taiwan to tutor, and then afterwards I'll come back home, and maybe before fully coming back home I'll go to Taiku and fix my glasses and buy some red pens, and then yeah, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah. Alright, time now is 1:02 a.m. in the morning. Yeah, so a little bit stuff happened today. I wouldn't say it's that interesting, but it is something indeed. Yeah, so this morning really started off kind of hectic. I wouldn't say hectic. I wasn't stressed out, but I kept running out of time. So I thought that the haircut appointment is 2 p.m. because my mom told me it's 2 p.m. last night. Turns out my mom pushed it earlier to 1 p.m. My mom pushed it earlier to 1 p.m. and I woke up at 11:30, so I basically have no time. I finished breakfast, I finished the last 30 minutes of the movie that I was watching last night, and then I had lunch, and I wasn't even that hungry. I felt like throwing up. I don't know why, but lately I feel like my gag reflex is coming back, meaning that there are moments where I eat some food and I kind of don't want to eat it, and I kind of want to throw up. God, it really hurts. It really does. In a couple days it's gonna start healing, hopefully. But yeah, so I didn't even film. So I was originally gonna film a movie review plus an album review. I scrapped 2 of them. Both of them, I scrapped them. I was gonna be like, choose 1 out of the 2 reviews to do, but you know what? Fuck them all. I'm scrapping both of them. And then I left. Despite scrapping both of my reviews and postponing it to tomorrow, still I ran out of time, and I left the apartment very late at around 1:20, and then I arrived at Central at the haircut place at 2 p.m. So I already told my mom that I will come at 1:30, but I don't know, it was kind of a fucking mess. Like, I crossed the road just so that I have to cross back, and then in the building I accidentally went to the 8th floor, and then turns out like I have to go to the 15th floor, but I accidentally went to the 8th floor, and they asked me, it's like a fancy like skincare center, and they're like, sir, have you booked an appointment? And I'm like, yeah, I booked an appointment. They asked me, what's your last name? And I'm like, Lai. And they're like, are you here for a facial? And I'm like, what floor is this? And they said 8th floor. And I'm like, okay. Fuck. So I went to the haircut place, and I was late, so I had to wait even more. 20 minutes later, my mom's old friend, who is a hairstylist, barber showed up, and it's been years since I've seen this guy, but I remember him vaguely. So he was like, "Yeah, your hair is basically screwed, because the side of my hair grows horizontally outwards, and then the top layer of my hair, this goes down right now. It goes down. So this means that if everything's short, my side hair from here to here, here and here, will grow this way, while the hair on top goes down. So I'm gonna look like a loaf of bread. I'm gonna look like a slice of bread, and my hair is gonna be a horizontal, elliptical oval. So the only way to fix this, for real, long term, is to let the horizontal hair grow and also let the top grow. So basically, I'm there for nothing. The ultimate advice is don't even have a haircut, just let it grow. You're already screwed. And this is starkly different from my previous barber's method. So for all my life, and by that I mean ever since I was 14, 15-ish, I've been going to the same barber in Causeway Bay. Aside from the couple times I went to Monterey Park. And lately, the barber has been losing it. And I told him the hairstyles I want, and he's like, okay, yeah, sure, undercut. So he made the side super short and he left the top long, but it doesn't look good. It looks terrible in the first 2-3 days. Day 4 to 10, great. Day 10 afterwards, looks like shit. This time around with this new barber, I showed him the reference photos I have, and he's like, no, it's impossible. Number one, your hair is too straight. I told him I want to be messy. I want my hair to be like messy. And he's like, no, it's too straight. Second of all, your hair is not long enough to be styled that way. So just let it grow long. Your hair isn't even that long right now. And it's true. Even though it's been 3 months since I've had a haircut, roughly 3 months, 2.5. And usually that's like a lot. And it felt long, but after he trimmed the hair a little bit and then like clipped it up, turns out it's actually kind of short. So his solution to this, he was originally going to electrocute my hair. Buzz my hair? I don't know what's the English word for it. To electrocute my hair so that the horizontal hair that's grown horizontally can curl so that it will go down, I guess. But he has a better idea. He has a perm down, which is this white fluid, this white paste. And he uses a brush and carefully, layer by layer, brush over my horizontal hair. Roughly about 40 minutes later, he washed my hair again. So what that paste does, it is a hair softener, and it softens my horizontal hair. So right now, he's done nothing. He trimmed a little bit, so these, and then a little bit around my ears, maybe, and then maybe a little bit in the front, maybe just a tiny bit, just tiny trims. But most significantly, he made my horizontal hair soften so that it goes down temporarily. Maybe in half a month it's gonna come back out again. And also it grows, so the new hair coming out of my skull is going to be pointy and hard again. But yeah, that's his solution. And you know what? I trust him. Right now I think I look fine. Obviously it's not the ideal hair that I want. Going into USC, it's not the most ideal hair, but honestly I think it's fine for what it is. And I think by softening my horizontal hair and growing it out longer, I can style it a little bit better, but I need to gel my hair probably every morning. But yeah, it is what it is. Afterwards, we went into a hairstyling shop nearby to buy a hair gel and a hairbrush and some hair pins. And then we went to HSBC because my mom wants to change the name of my account and add an English name, but the wait is too long. Afterwards, I went to Taiwan for STAPS number 2, the Chinese girl. It's the final time. I wasn't that late. I thought I would be super late. I told the girl I would arrive at 5:30, and then I realized I probably wouldn't, so I deleted that. But then she read it already, and then I said, oh, how about 5:15? Turns out I already arrived at around 5:10. So from 5:10 to 6:45, I had my final class with her. And yeah, I've only seen her 3 times, including today. But I wish the best luck for her. I helped her out with writing. And it was fun, mostly. I realized that writing can be very fun if you're creative. If you see writing as a chore, then it's going to be torture. If you see writing as something fun to do, it can actually be very funny. Like, you can write a joke article. That's what she did. She picked an article from the 2020 DSE English Paper 2. But yeah, we said goodbye, and thankfully she paid me in cash. She paid me $300. I accepted it. I said my farewells, left. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy it's not like through the app or something, and then I'm fucked because I can't log into the app. Came back home, and right before going into the apartment building, my mom comes out. Turns out my aunt is here. So my second aunt and her husband is here. They came to Hong Kong from the USA. And so all 4 of us took the elevator, came up, I took a shower, I edited videos a little bit more because I wanted to show them the Japan vlogs. While having this really long dinner. Humongous. Steamed crabs, chashu, roast pork, bit of rice, bit of wonton, kailan, we got soup, kutsu, root soup, with pork bones, and then we even have a dessert of souplings. I even drank Pepsi, I drank some soju, I drank some plum wine. It's just crazy. My stomach is about to burst. But I managed to, I think, complete about 85% of my Japan vlog and convert it to family version, meaning that I cut off all the parts where I talk to the camera, or I cut off all the sus parts, like all the hentai is all gone. And it's family version. It's abridged, And it's very entertaining. And then my first aunt shows up, and then all of us watch the vlogs. And it's in total about 2 hours, 15 minutes long. But for the first hour and a half. So it's in 3 separate videos. First 2 videos they didn't really watch all that much because we're busy having dinner, but the third one we watched a lot, and it's way more enjoyable that way. Especially the parts where I animated things, like the part where I'm doing snowboarding, but because I can't film myself snowboarding, so I decided to animate it. If I can't film it, then might as well animate it. Throwback to the time when I went to Taipo to do rock climbing, but it wasn't filmed, so I decided to animate it, and it became like super passionate for no reason. Yeah, so aside from that, that's it. It's like 1:14 now. I'm gonna watch a bunch of anime, maybe play Minecraft, and then I'll say goodbye. And then today will end. Tomorrow will be my second last day. I will seriously need to start packing by tomorrow. And I can't believe it. It doesn't even feel that late. It doesn't even feel that soon. Like, I'll be back in LA suffering in like 3 days. That's not a lot, brother. That's not a lot. It doesn't even feel like that, though. It feels like I still have quite some time here in Hong Kong. But the truth is, I've already said my farewells to Leia, Zara, Miriam, Natalie, Cedric. I'll be seeing Pink for the last time tomorrow. We're having Sushiro. It's confirmed, which is great. I'm so excited for that, honestly. And I'm ending my jobs. I still have one more tutoring left. That's tomorrow as well, and then it's done. And then it's done, and then and then that's it. And then I'm just done with everything. I just need to buy everything I need. And if I have the time, I'm gonna go to Taiku tomorrow to fix my glasses, and I need to buy some red pens, maybe some more pens in general, and then yeah, and then I think I'm kind of done with everything, really. I don't have anything else to do here. I'm gonna take some photos of the apartment, and then I'm just gonna leave. Holy shit, it's over. That's it. Fuck. I am excited about USC though. I did even more research and unnecessary research. Like, I've already registered for classes, but out of curiosity, I did even more research. I did more, like, research on film studies and film production and their overlaps. And I was thinking, for a moment, I thought to myself, why even bother trying to transfer to film production? Why even bother? Because what if I transfer to film production and turns out, because film production is too many classes, it's like, why do, like, it's gonna be a waste of time. As in, I'm already going to study in the USC for 2.5 years. Because I transferred to film production, what if it turns into 3 years or 3.5? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I'm not financially stable for that. I'm not financially supported enough to do that. But then, and then I thought, if I don't want to transfer to film production, then why even bother making the short film? Objects in Mirror. Why even bother? Let's just cancel it. And then I thought to myself, hold on. It's still possible in 2 years. I just cannot minor. And I need to take summer school. I just can't minor at all. Which is going to be sad. But then it's worth it, actually. Like, there are so many cool classes like Intro to Art Directing and Cinematography and developing a documentary, poetic cinema. Like, those classes are great, you know? And just because I can't minor in religion doesn't mean I can't take one religion class for the GEs, you know? Doesn't stop me from doing that. I still have to do that for the GEs. But yeah, you know, if I stay in film studies and then I minor in religion or archaeology, it's still gonna be great because religion's fucking rock. It's awesome, man. It's actually awesome. Also, guess how much I need to pay? $36,088 for the first semester, 14 units, which means that every unit is over $2,300. The tuition itself is $33,000. So $33,000 divided by 14, it's $2,300 per unit. $2,300 per freaking unit. It's mental. It's silly. It's mental and it's silly. Yeah. But these religion classes look really interesting, though. On a side note, I texted Carly, no response. Talked to Allegro a little bit about the classes I registered. He said, good. That's it. That's it for today. Yippee-ki-yay.